What up? I'm your boy Wolf Gaming, back here with Chronicles. What you gonna see? I did some stuff different. What I did was the characters. I got all my characters at level 10. I full up their power, like their abilities and shit like that. So I made them more stronger, and I learned how to do the move better and how you work these characters a little better, but I didn't do much to them. So but you're gonna see some side missions I have done. You won't see them anymore because I already did it. I don't know, it's a limited time, so I didn't want to just like skip them. Then they ain't done anymore because they might leave up. We're going on to the story. So I'm gonna show you when I have time, or I'm gonna show you out there if I can do it. So some stuff did change. I got my characters kind of better, so I might be a little more equipped to what the better. It's the beginning, so it ain't gonna be that damn difficult. But at the same time, I had to learn a little more. I reset everything. Well, not the whole game, but the part I say to that, I started right back there. So let's continue on our little journey. And I'm your boy Wolf Gaming. Let's continue. Oh, I didn't do my outro at the end of the game because I forgot. I just ended it. I can always say my outro at the beginning of the game on some time. So I actually forgot I said my outro, but I'm trying not to forget this time. So let's continue where we left off at.
Very vexatious.
Keep it up! You're gonna die. See?
Surprise, dipshit.
Very vexatious.
The ground
Can't run away now.
Jesus.
Sorry, pal.
Look what I can
Let's
do.
go all out. The ground
The enemy is far.
Far too lordly to lose. Child's play.
It's
Whoopsies! Run!
over.
This will be a cakewalk. What's the big
Watch
idea?
it.
The ground
The
suits.
enemy is far.
What's the big idea?
Look alive.
That's one down. Huh. Yeah.
This will be a cakewalk.
Be gone with you.
Far too lordly to lose. Missed me by a mile.
You're gonna get burned.
Surprise, dipshit.
Victory shall be mine.
Sorry,
Let's
pal.
go.
Get out of here. Be gone with you. Down.
I'm going in. I'm going in.
Bring out the booze.
Now I'm even stronger.
Looks clear. I think we're finished for now. Provided everything went according to plan, the main army should be winding down as well. Of course, there could be more troops on the outskirts. Should we try to draw them out?
No, we should stay right here, strategically speaking.
Regardless, the residents will come out when the battle concludes. It'll be fine if we're welcomed with open arms.
But it'll be a hassle if they put up a resistance.
If that happens, I will persuade them myself. Once we convey our intentions openly and earnestly, they shall understand. If we can do that, I believe they'll accept us. And Jutland.
Yep. I'm sure Fifi can do it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I'll help too.
Why are you being so competitive? I don't see the point.
We could use all the Hans we can get.
Captain Gronkair! Runner Nielsen reporting. Our army engaged a large enemy unit on the outskirts of Ipsaria and has defeated them. The Ruzi forces broke formation and have begun retreating. Our troops are entering the city right now.
Inform the commanding officer that Vannergan's taken the Viceroy office and secured the area. They may encounter some residual enemy forces scattered across the city, but should rendezvous with us immediately. And be sure to show the citizens some care. We're here to free them from the Empire's oppression after all. We cannot tread on their honor and dignity as Ruse has. These orders come directly from Princess Ophelia herself.
Yes, sir. I'll definitely relay that. I swear on my life.
I trust you will. Hans, a moment.
Sir?
The main force. How many did we lose?
I don't know the details, but the commanding officer himself said the death toll is far below estimates. The commander is calling this operation a decisive victory. We've won, and with minimal casualties. Is something wrong, Captain?
No, nothing. Thank you, Hans.
Yes, sir. I'll be taking my leave now.
Is something the matter, Bridget?
No, nothing at all.
Our job's finally done. I could use a drink. What do you say, Jordan?
Drinking until dawn doesn't count as a drink, First Sergeant.
I can see it now in my mind's eye. Me, surrounded by doting Ipsarian damsels, the epitome of prestige and popularity.
Yeah, in your dreams.
Hey, wait! The captain hasn't dismissed us yet.
Come on! Hurry up, Fifi!
Knowledge will help you grow. Then allow me to continue.
It was a success. The Jutland army has gained control of Ipsaria.
Well, just as planned. It was faster than I thought it would be. I better finish up my article.
Next on the agenda, how the other world powers will react. I'm sure none of them predicted that Jutland would wrest control of Ipsaria.
Like a jolt from the blue.
You mean bolt.
It's Bolt?
Definitely Bolt. Yes, right now we feel jolted. I won't say who's to blame, though.
That was just a slip of the tongue.
Go on, Saul.
Jutland has seized the Empire's largest supplier of Ragnite. Before the impact of this news dwindles, we need to do something regarding the world powers. Doing so will isolate Ruse from the others and weaken them. Swiftly, but surely.
Well, well, we got this grand scheme thing down pat.
Always the mastermind. We'll leave the thinking to you, as usual.
We have our work cut out for us. There's but one motto, everyone. Jutland has liberated Ipsaria. It was a deliverance from the Empire's tyranny and exploitation.
Liberation.
That angle should make for a great article.
Yeah, Liberator's got a nice ring to it. Hell, I'm feeling pretty libertine myself. Come here, Vi.
Those phrases originated from the traitors? Wasn't the Liberation War coined by Donovan Lindegard?
The truth is stranger than fiction. The traitors chose words that would give meaning to the war and appeal to all people.
Records indicate that an envoy from the Jutland Parliament arrived only 3 hours after the end of the battle. Under the pretense of rebuilding the Viceroy office Ruse left behind, he came to oversee the interim government. After they were colonized by the Rusi Empire, the Ipsarians couldn't participate in the administration of their lands.
The envoy from Jutland was Solomon the Trader, who took action accordingly. He opened the Viceroy office to the public, gathered the citizens there, and spoke of Ipsaria's future.
Ladies and gentlemen of Ipsaria, I truly lament the hardship you have faced. You've been the target of many since the discovery of Ragnite in your lands. Even so, you did not break, and the country had flourished with the presence of your royal family. But the Rusi Empire has extinguished your guiding light, and the royal family is no more. With their unending greed for territory and dominance, Ruse has exploited you through intimidation. Faced with such a heavy burden, anyone would become exhausted and not question the rule of the Empire. But even your right to question authority was taken from you. Jutland was the same. Our country had given in to the suffering caused by the embargo, even began to accept this unjust situation. However, our brave citizens rallied behind our king, who broke the alliance and succeeded with a counterattack. Now our country's morale runs high, and the Jutes are regaining our pride. In this age of turmoil and uncertainty, I am sure you wish that the royal family was still with us. From now on, you are the main players. Each of you must rally Ipsaria in place of the royal family. Since your government has been in the hands of others for so long, I understand there may be some reservations. Therefore, Jutland will lend you its assistance. We started this war because we ardently hope to change Europa for the better. Both of us have felt the same pain caused by our common foe in the Rusi Empire. As fellow men, we liberated you from their reign to return this country to the way it should be.
Hurrah for Ipsaria! Hurrah for liberty!
Hurrah for Ipsaria!
Hurrah for liberty!
Hurrah for Ipsaria!
Hurrah for Ipsaria!
Hurrah for liberty!
Hurrah for liberty!
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, truly. To ensure that Ipsaria is never again invaded by the Empire, Jutland hopes to stay in this country for a brief period and remain vigilant. As for the government, we will temporarily dispatch some people from Jutland to promptly get Ipsaria running. We wish to work together with your representatives to establish your country. Please lend us your cooperation.
Solomon's passionate speech, paired with the distribution of the anonymous flyers, touched the hearts of the people. Within Jutland, Freet the Trader skillfully influenced public opinion. Crafting an easily understood composition, a tiny virtuous Jutland rebelling against an immense wicked Ruzi empire. He planted the idea that this war was the righteous thing to do in the people's consciousness. Meanwhile, ambassadors from each of the world powers gathered in the Ruzi Empire. There, they discussed the recent events with Emperor Claudius. Each country agreed that Jutland's invasion of Ipsaria was a violation against the current world order. All the while, they blamed Ruse for bringing about the current situation. Emperor Claudius, however, was resolute and dismissed their protests, stating all was proceeding as Ruse had planned.
Have you forgotten? Death itself bows to our imperial whim.
After Jutland installed an interim government in Ipsaria, they soon set about to establish Ragnite supply routes. Basil the Trader mobilized the leaders in the Ragnite industry.
A Ruzi counterattack is coming soon. I'd bet my balls on it. Jutland won't stand a chance against a full frontal assault. That's why we gotta bring out the big guns. Let's show them what this industry can really do, boys. Time to ramp up Ragnite production, invest in alchemy, and develop monotech to catch the Empire with its pants down.
I understand what you're trying to say. It's the way you're saying it I take offense to.
Don't sweat the small stuff, Pops. Let me stress how vital it is to keep our momentum going. Not even an embargo could come between you and your profits. Now I want you to use that fortitude to amp up the military. I want to see our boys in battle packing some serious heat.
New weaponry? But by losing Ipsaria, Ruse took a heavy blow. They know how serious Jutland is. I don't think we should escalate the situation. Violence begets violence, you know.
You soft or something? Don't go limp on me now. We're up against a goddamn empire. We go at this half-assed, and we'll be the ones getting bent over and screwed.
Rise and be recognized.
Yes, Your Imperial Majesty.
Tell us, what did you see at Ipsaria?
I saw the Princess of Jutland.
What's that supposed to mean? Surely you didn't really spot Her Highness on the front lines, swinging a sword like...
That's exactly what I saw.
Oh my.
In addition, a powerful force defends her. They crushed our military's mono-weaponry with ease.
And? I heard you fought them.
Indeed. They had special weapons, one similar to the right arm that your majesty has bestowed to me. They were weapons that emitted a Ragnite glow.
Interesting.
New monotech, huh? Not bad. Even backed into a corner, the dogs of war still have a bit of bite to their bark.
You still harbor doubts, young Maxime.
What are you referring to, sire?
Do not take us for a blind man.
Yes, sire. To think he would see through me is a terrifying man indeed.
Questioning minds and hesitant spirits seek answers. No? Very well. We shall abide.
Answers?
Victor, Gelouche, Gustav. These men served us well before we took the throne, and have proven themselves stalwart comrades along our path of power. Together, these worthy peers comprise the Grand Generals, save for Balthus IV, who was slain by Jutish hands.
I am aware.
Maxime, we would have you fill his lordly shoes.
What? Do you mean to make Maxime a Grand General?
Correct. He is capable enough. What's more, we wish to judge with our own eyes the potential of alchemical augmentation.
This is absurd! Forgive me, sire. It is not my place to speak of such matters.
Suspect whether power corrupts. Question that money is evil. Doubt even if right makes might. But never lose faith in us. For we shall never forsake you. There is your answer. The secret to our success. In faith, there can be no hesitation.
What arrogance, what confidence. But they are befitting of His Imperial Majesty. I don't know what the future will bring, but I shall wield my strength for the sake of this man.
Grand General Maxime, from this day on, take heed of your distinguished station, and conduct yourself accordingly. Devote yourself henceforth to us alone.
As you command.
Ha ha! Wonderful! Welcome aboard, Grand General Maxime.
You're quite studious. How splendid.
Our Ragnite supply is going to take a hit if Ipsaria falls under a Judish banner.
Well, it's not like Ipsaria is our only source of Ragnite.
That's true, but then again.
What's happening in Ipsaria? Huh? Jutland. Excuse me. Where is that Ragnite going?
I've heard it's headed to Jutland. Who are you, by the way? Looking for work in the mines?
No.
If you're interested, I can put in a good word for you. They don't call it the Lands of Plenty for nothing. Why, it's thanks to Jutland that Ipsaria is back on its feet.
Thank you for your time.
As head of the Judish royal family, I have an announcement to all citizens of this beautiful nation. Our country's history is a rich one, having been passed down through generations from the time of its first blessed king. But a piece of that history, the lovely Molda, was unjustly taken by the Ruzi Empire. What's more, these lands of plenty are the target of Ruz's plot to cut us off from the resources that are our right. Now, as you know, I value peace and friendship above all. The Crown made its utmost effort to properly resolve this situation through sincere action and earnest negotiation. Yet, the severity of this crisis has only escalated, and the people have begun to cry out for mercy. Considering these facts, I grow ashamed of my unworthiness. And so, the Kingdom of Jutland has decided to show its strength by standing against the schemes of imperial tyranny. Therefore, I hereby declare war on the Ruzi Empire.
The response to your column's been amazing.
Well, you did a lot to promote it.
What do you say to working for us again? You're single-handedly boosting sales. I'm sure we could swing you more money if that's what you want.
Nah, the freelance life suits me.
Fair enough. If you ever change your mind, just let me know. Honestly, ever since you left, the whole paper's editorial tone has shifted slightly.
Oh yeah?
It's like no one's afraid to speak up anymore. I bet readers have noticed the change as well. Just walking down the street, I can tell things are different now. Ever since we took back Molda, the fog of Ruse's oppression has lifted.
Still, it would have been better to avoid war altogether. But since that ship's already sailed, I suppose the people who pushed for it must shoulder that responsibility.
You say that like you had a hand in it.
Of course not.
Just do what you do best. Right. We're all waiting to see what you come up with next.
The whole industry's starting to mobilize, boss.
Hell yeah!
The smart companies are getting busy. War's just an excuse.
That's good business, both for Jutland and the Ragnite biz.
Good to see you, sir.
Keep up the hard work, but try to clock out on time, yeah? Don't make your mama cry.
Yes, sir.
The war economy's coming. While everyone's rooting for us to win big, now's our chance to rake in the dough. Don't get cold feet accepting orders, got it? Competition's already heating up.
You got it, boss.
Is this really all right, Mr. President?
Don't worry so much. If we don't ride out this wave, we'll be left high and dry while our rivals are swimming in cash.
But the higher-ups in the Ragnite Manufacturing Union were opposed to the war, weren't they? They stressed that instead of agitating the Empire, we ought to focus on negotiating for fewer economic restrictions. So, won't this lead to a direct confrontation with the Union?
Even better. I can finally outplay those tight-assed coots. It'll be perfect. That said, they do got a good nose for money. Chances are, they'll support the military as soon as they smell profit. And that's when the real games begin.
I get it. Okay, Mr. President, you call the shots.
Then that's that. But boss, what's our next step? Even if we take orders, we don't have enough Ragnite to fulfill them.
Leave that to our boys in battle. We keep winning, and we'll be up to our balls in blue rocks. Stick to your quotas, okay? On that note, we're gonna give the anti-Valkyria squad our full support. After all, what better advertisement could there be than an elite force kicking Ruse ass with our weapons?
The Wunderkind of Jutland's government has returned!
I'm terribly sorry for being late.
Worry not. We weren't surprised at all when the messenger informed us of the situation.
It sounds like you had quite the debate with that moderate Councilman Lindegard.
I don't think politics would make for an interesting topic at the dinner table.
Everyone wants to hear about it. We were just talking about the day you persuaded the king on the necessity of this war.
You exaggerate, sir.
No need to be humble. Many of those here once held office as well, and they'd never heard of something so counterintuitive. To think that war would be what shines a ray of hope on a closed-off country. And what happened? The gunfire at the Empire's towering base in Molda became the light that illuminated Jutland.
Lord Madkine, I understand your desire to praise your future son-in-law, but it's a letdown hearing you tell the tale. We haven't even had a toast to celebrate his return yet.
Oh, Where are my manners? Please excuse me, Lord Ostrad.
Don't worry about it, Lord Madkine. In fact, I'm quite thankful for it. Solomon, would you do the honors?
Me, Father?
Don't keep everyone waiting.
Very well. At this time, I think there is only one suitable toast to give. To Jutland's victory.
That's right, to victory.
To victory!
Furthermore, I have an announcement to make.
What is it?
The hostilities have begun. With that in mind, I'd like to delay Sophia's and my wedding until after the war. Until the day Jutland seizes victory.
Solomon, what's gotten into you? Does Sophia know about this?
This is my decision, and it's the first time I've mentioned it. I'm sorry for not discussing this with you.
I had a feeling you would say that.
You talk as if this has nothing to do with you.
Father, Solomon is very hard both on himself and on others. He feels that it would not be right for only him to be happy during this time of war.
It's all right, Sophia. You don't have to go out of your way to defend me. Please excuse my selfishness. I simply wish to focus on changing this country.
Captain Gronkair! I brought my mother and grandmother. Gran wants to thank you personally.
For what?
For Ipsaria, dear. Thank you ever so much. My little sister sends her gratitude too, I'm sure.
Oh, my aunt married into an Ipsarian family, so
I see.
we're so grateful to you for liberating them. We've heard the living conditions there were getting worse and worse.
Well, it's not all sunshine and rainbows over here either. But it feels like they've had it even rougher than us.
It's thanks to Vanergan Jutland won these battles, Mom.
Oh yes, quite right. We're oh so very thankful to you all.
That's yours, Captain?
Yeah,
And you take care of it yourself?
of course.
Hans's mom, huh?
She wanted to thank us for liberating Ipsaria.
Yeah, we heard. They must have been really happy, what with how much they were bowing to you. We're not fighting to be thanked, but it does feel pretty good.
What do you think, Captain?
It's appreciated, but I wish they wouldn't.
That Jutish envoy's speech to Ipsaria was an outrage. I know a challenge to the superpower's authority when I hear one.
It wasn't just me, then? If we do not make a move soon, they may come for one of our territories next.
And yet our Ruzi representative has yet to show his face.
So it seems, even after calling us here in the small hours.
He told us to meet at once, but I can't help but wonder if the Emperor intends to sleep through this catastrophe.
Your Majesty.
Thank you for waiting.
We understand you're a busy man. I trust you've heard about Jutland's speech and...
Of course, we have heard.
They may as well have declared war against all of Europa. This embargo was initially your Majesty's idea, was it not? You said Jutland was not worth any military expenditures because they'd give up and fall in line after just 1 year. But the result? Like a beast at bay, Jutland bore its fangs.
Franken society calls it the trading band's just desserts. Ipseria's the price of having one's cake and eating it too.
This is the very reason Preutzen stayed out of the blockade.
Even so, you can hardly pretend this isn't your problem too.
Precisely. Your nation doesn't want to make enemies of us.
What was that?
Gentlemen, this is no time to be quibbling over trifles. At any rate, I think we all wish to hear from your Majesty. I shan't mince words. How could you underestimate Jutland?
I could ask the same of you.
I won't deny it. Regardless, had we shown discretion after the Mulder incident, the outcome today may have been different, don't you agree?
How rude. This war is already proceeding according to our design.
And what would that be exactly?
We needed a reason to strike Jutland when they did not bend to economic pressure.
Are you claiming this sordid affair is all of your devising?
No matter what Jutland says, the fact that they attacked us justifies our invasion. We will show them what happens when a small nation dares to defy an empire.
But winter fast approaches. Are you ready and able to fight?
The battlefront is further south. Weather conditions will be much milder, with barely any snow to hinder us. Our only concern is keeping the supply chain uninterrupted, but we have more than enough troops positioned to defend it. As the war drags on, the Jutes will tire. When they do, we use the opportunity to fortify our strength.
Leave everything to us.
This is a true story. The two victories transformed the mood in Jutland.
At the time, the people hailed Ophelia as the goddess of victory, or Jutland's savior. The morale of the people is important in war, and I hear her presence was a powerful unifying force to that end.
To see the truth behind the war, we must understand what Ophelia felt, how she changed outside her role as princess.
But, Professor, she never wrote a memoir or left records that discussed anything of the sort.
The only one who knew was my great-great-grandmother. Still, Ophelia tried very hard to reciprocate her people's expectations at the start of the war.
My beloved people, from the bottom of my heart, I feel that Jutland is undergoing a momentous awakening even now. As you all know, I stand at the front lines of battle. Many have claimed I ought to put politics before principles. Even my king father wished for me to stay my hand. I, however, cast off such aspersions to swear by the sword. This blade will not be sheathed. My hand shall never stay until I have cut down the source of our kingdom's suffering. The fight has only just begun. Everyone, I ask only that you believe in me as I do you. Let me be the light to shine through our country's night.
Long live Jutland!
Long live the princess!
Long live Ophelia!
Oh, beauteous azure light that shines so gently, pure and bright, across lands of plenty thrives the freedom of countless lives. Dear shield maiden, spear in hand, please grant us the strength to stand, watching over this fair kingdom. 'Tis our one and only home. Oh heaven, voices raise.
Times like this, you gotta think Fifi's blood really is blue.
The environment does shape who we are.
The royal family certainly has a unique way of seeing and thinking about the world.
But should she stay center stage, it's curtains for our crew.
How do you mean?
If anything were to happen to Princess Ophelia, the entire country, from cowherd to king, would be out for our blood. The anti-Valkyria squad's fate now hinges on Her Highness.
That reminds me, I heard an interesting rumor. Seems people think the princess has a special power. That it's the reason we're able to win against Ruse.
I hear they've been calling our unit the Princess Platoon. Were you aware of that, Captain?
Whatever.
Ow! Don't be saying petty crap like that.
I agree.
At first, I could tell she was just speaking from the soul. But by the end, her head truly caught up with her heart.
Yes. Well, the princess is always keen on showing her empathy for the people of Jutland.
Why hold your applause now? 'Tis the war you've waited for.
And why did you applaud? You were against the war, were you not?
That ship has sailed. Now I must with utmost haste rebuild the bridges these battles have burnt. And so I clap for the princess's passion, even as I weep inwardly to see Her Highness bearing arms.
It seems His Majesty has accepted it.
Royalty does as royalty wills. Far be it from servants such as we to question the wishes of the crown. But mark my words, I shall employ every last ounce of my parliamentary prowess to put an end to this war.
We'll advance our pieces further. As the winter goes on, the Empire will be able to mobilize less and less. Let's proceed heading north at once. Our target is the Imperial colony of Avaloon. We'll destroy the sectors of their Ragnite industry.
Let me get this straight. We cut off their Ragnite supply, then hit their weapon stockpiles.
Correct. Avaloon presently functions as the Empire's armory. The majority of the citizens work in the industrial zone. After the country was made into a colony, Claudius built an infrastructure to give the people work and a place to live.
Giving the Emperor a pretty high approval rating, I hear.
But it's all a lie, isn't it? He completely cuts them off from the outside world and makes it sound like a utopia. There's no personality. Everything's been standardized. They've forgotten how to think for themselves. I've gone there several times for work, and to be blunt, the people all seem dead inside.
That'll change once Jutland wins. We're going to liberate them.
What confidence. Still, that's you to a T.
Has our boy Saul ever been sheepish?
Oh, I remember. At the orphanage? Toward Miss Maria?
That's quite enough.
Oh, someone's embarrassed.
Not at all.
Aren't you being sheepish right now?
Hey, get a room, you two.
Yikes.
Is something on your mind, Amulet? You've been quiet this whole time.
Wondering when the Valkyria will show up.
That is a concern. The Empire hasn't deployed it yet.
Guess Jutland means that little to the Rux. They think they can beat us without playing the ace up their sleeve.
The Empire must know about the anti-Valkyria squad. Maybe they're just being cautious.
If I were the Emperor, I wouldn't hesitate to use it. Once winter comes, their military muscle will be useless. But the snow won't stop the Valkyria.
Amulet, if it appears, will you be able to bring it down this time?
Yes, it's why we created this weapon, created the squad.
Very well. Let's begin then. To prepare for our operation on Avaloon, we must first gather recent intel on the area.
So my turn then.
Yes. Please contact your informant.
Got it. But right now he's commanding the troops at the Tamir Road blockade. As it is, I don't know when he'll return to the Empire.
For an Imperial officer and a married man, that boy toy of yours sure won the mistress lottery. Why not pay him a little visit on the job, Vi? Be all like, "Oh my darling, I couldn't wait to see you," or something.
I am not that kind of woman. That goes for both me and my other persona.
Then we'll have to drive him back.
Let's try it. Tamir Road is one of the main paths that connect the Empire to Ipsiria, but that blockade overextends the battlefront. They should withdraw if we inflict a sufficient amount of damage.
And if they stick around, they'll be surrounded and sieged.
That location has no value that's worth losing your lives over, unless the commander is exceptionally incompetent.
That won't be a problem. He's pretty amazing.
Oh, really? Well, he won't stand a chance against Am. You got this. Kick his ass as hard as you can without actually killing him.
Got it. We'll go to Tamir Road. I'll tell the others it's a scouting operation.
I'll hide in the Imperial capital and wait for my informant to return.
Be careful, Violet. Now that we're in a state of war, the importance of intel on Imperial territory will increase. By the same token, they'll be on alert, and security will be tighter than before. Plan accordingly beforehand. This is a crucial moment going forward. Our collaboration and exchange of intel must remain a secret more than ever.
Guess I better get to work too.
Another anonymous flyer?
No, a letter this time. To the editor, stating that liberation is coming.
Ophelia met with her former instructor, whom she highly respected, my great-great-grandmother Charlotte Loudrup. There, Charlotte spoke about an incident that had occurred during Amlet's orphanage days.
This is the only lead we found.
Right.
The orphanage that burned to the ground. So that's what happened to the captain before he was adopted. And yet, there's no record of it.
Perhaps there is more to this mystery.
There may be. Let's look into it.
Oh? But I thought there were no records.
None that are public.
The names etched here continue to grow. So His Imperial Majesty plans to carve the name of every soldier who has fallen, including the lower ranks. Mine too will be etched here if I die. I've sworn loyalty to the Emperor, but does my heart lie with Ruse? Or does it lie with Epseria?
Placing Maxime in the seat of a Grand General, His Majesty is acting unusual.
Nah, this has Claudius written all over it. And at least he's keeping things interesting.
Even if Maxime's useful, he isn't Rusey. Our honor as the Grand Generals will only tarnish with his addition.
Uh-huh, I get it. Feeling a little replaceable, are we, Victor?
Don't be absurd.
Aw, are you worried the Emperor likes Maxime more than you?
Gustav!
Well, all jokes aside, don't worry. His Majesty is only having fun with his new toy. That's just his way. It'll pass.
Alright guys, I'm gonna end the video right here. This take a lot of, they talk a lot. So yeah, I guess we ain't fought this time. We just basically heard them talk. It's good to know the story and say basically what this Valkyria about. They basically saying this past the first one when they went to war with the other Valkyria girl. So the Valkyria we see it called the Devil is I think the same one you see on the with Maximilian when you see Max and her. I think they on the first one. I think that's who those two is, cause he got the same name. So I'm guessing they kind of take you back in time of what's going on. If I'm right, I'm pretty sure that it's the reason. I am 100% sure that it's the reason. So we'll see as it go along. Alright, I'm gonna end the video right here. I'm your boy Lone Wolf Gaming, and I see you when I see you. I'm hoping you're enjoying it, cause personally I love it. I truly do love this, but I like the original better. The fighting style is this fighting style is Final Fantasy. I like the other style better. So, and I see you when I see you. Wolf Gaming out.